What's up, everybody? This is a huge day here. We have the new Jet X from SATA in our hands and we are going to test it out. Okay guys, so here it is, the brand new Jet X from SATA. They have completely redesigned this gun from all of their other previous guns. This thing is insane. So we are really excited. We've got it here now. We've got it on site. We are going to run through a quick little overview, and then we are going to get into testing this out and see and show all of the differences and the big changes that they've made compared to the 5000s and the 5500s. A few big key points have changed the thing. Straight away is the pop-off trigger. So it is only one-sided. They've got a pressure ring, I guess. Yeah, let's call it a pressure ring that helps that clip in. So now what we can do is we can actually get in here and we can keep that area nice and clean. I know we've all had a hard time over the years cleaning that gunk up. SATA always had a little C-clip here that you would go and push it off and it would fly all over the mix room and everything, and then you're losing it. You're spending hours looking for it. So they've changed that. It is a nice little click, not much pressure. That comes right off. Now, SATA being SATA, they went one step further. So they know that we're taking our guns apart and cleaning them all the time. So what they've actually done is on the back of that is they've inserted so that you can take that fluid tip off. And I'm going to set this down so that I don't drop this brand new fluid tip on the floor. We'll save that for another day. So now, just like that, we can quick clean that off, and then we're not hunting for a tool or, you know, trying to source one out. So a really great feature that they've just added in. Snug that up and you're back in the booth. Now, a few other really notable mentions for sure with this gun. What I noticed is the balance of it. Sitting on your, most guns are heavily weighted to the front there, so it's going to end up flipping down and flipping down. So what a big thing I noticed was that that weight. So when it's in your hand, it's really nice and balanced so that you don't have to, and the weight of it too. So they've cut down on the weight. I don't know if you guys noticed, but a few years ago SATA had started putting these tools into all the X5500s. And that was a sneaky little trick to figure out if that composite material is going to hold up over time and last with the thinners and the paints and everything. So it did. It held up through their testing, and that's exactly the material that you know, the air cap is made out of. This ring is made from. So it's nice and lightweight now, and the whole gun is just super light. So when you're getting into bigger jobs, and especially like the jobs that we do around here, with doing completes and stuff, there's a lot less fatigue on our hands when we're holding that gun. So any weight that can be removed from a gun is huge for us. So they've shaved quite a bit off. They've also changed the design of the body. It's a little bit different. It's going more with the 1500 size style body. Another kind of a major change that's not performance related, I don't think. I mean, it's mainly just cosmetic. So the other thing is, this is the Atom X Ready. So instead of the Atom 2, they've changed the micrometer up. So it is a fully digital Atom X, fully digital micrometer that's actually going to come in, and the stuff that you can read and information that this can store and the data that it can collect is insane. It's essentially a smartwatch on your paint gun, which is crazy. So we don't have ours yet. There's a few hang-ups here in Canada just with some of the approvals and stuff, but they have all those. They are being released and they will be readily available very shortly. So we'll get into that once we get ours loaded up and we get that in. So let's check for that on another video. So yeah, guys, this is a big day, man. Like, this gun is I am so hyped to get this thing in and going, because they've changed it so much and so radically, all for the better. They haven't just done it just to make changes. They've done it with our needs in mind. So it's just incredible. So why don't we, enough talking about it, why don't we jump on over to the booth and let's see some other differences that they've improved upon. Okay guys, we are suited up. We are here in the booth. Let's see what this can do. So real quick before we get into it, they haven't changed our fan adjustment. Fan adjustment on the Jet X is in the same spot. Needle is still in the same spot. Only major difference is that air micrometer, the air adjustment is down here, okay? So that's the big change there. But other than that, all your adjustments are gonna be in the same spot. So we have this thing plugged up and ready to rock. So straight away, that is the fan. That is huge, massive. Look at that thing. So we're spraying with a 1.3i tip, okay? So that's the tip we're utilizing. So that's why you're gonna see this even distribution all the way through that fan pattern. So that is fully wide open. So even if we go a quarter turn on that fan, let's see what that's gonna do. So a quarter turn brings that down. We're losing about 2.5 inches there on that, okay guys? So that's gonna kind of be, so we just kind of quickly, so this is a 1.3i tip, okay? This is full. This is quarter fan. And that is crazy, man. Can you imagine? We're just gonna throw that on the floor. Okay guys, I just quick grabbed one of my microfiber cloths that are in here for wiping down. So this is a Costco microfiber. Just to kind of compare. That is literally the size. That's like almost 14 inches, man. Like that is huge. It is huge. I can't get over how big that initial fan is. I mean, you could paint a door in 3 passes with that fan, but. Okay, so now this would be half fan, okay? Let's see what that looks like. So now at half fan, this is getting probably more towards a traditional, your regular gun. We're getting kind of into that realm. But again, guys, full through consistency, okay? We can see we still have 12 inches at half fan. Okay guys, so we've moved this in another quarter turn, okay? So this would be at 3/4 fan, I guess, we'll say. All right, so let's see. So now as we can see, there's not a ton of difference. I'm up a little bit higher here, so it may look a lot shorter, but there's not a ton of difference sort of between half and 3/4. And then now we're gonna go another quarter turn, and this would be closed off entirely. So, as you can see, we've got just a straight stream. But I mean, even that stream, to be totally honest, it's uniform. It's not sitting really centerized for that air to be pushing everything out. Even that circle is pretty central. So fluid distribution on this gun, as we can see, is going to be just incredible. All right, guys, I couldn't really believe overall how big this is when you see it kind of laid out on a page. So I went and grabbed a tape measure just so I can see even for my own brain. But again, it's going to be great information for you guys. So if we check at full fan, we're really around 15 inches and full on. Now, I wasn't fully parallel to the panel, so that's why it's a little bit heavy. You're going to see that improve as we go down because I was adjusting, but that's a solid 13.5 inches at full fan, which is just incredible. So even pulled in a little bit, and now also too, remember that this is starting to dry. So, you know, that's 11 inches, and realistically it's probably more 12. And when we get into half, we're at a solid 10.5 And even at, like, guys, 3/4 closed off. So we're still at 10 inches on the fan, on the spray pattern for this. And we can see here between the 3/4 and half, we're more consistent because I just adjusted my gun, okay? That's why we're seeing this is a little bit light at the top, heavy on the bottom. We got more consistency through here. So I just made that adjustment, spraying up on the wall. So this is crazy to me, guys. I'm like, just, it blows me away to see that size of that fan and the consistency throughout the fan of that product disbursement. So yeah, this thing's gonna be awesome when you get it into the booth and get it in action. Okay guys, so just to kind of see the comparison of those great improvements on the Jet X, we've loaded up the X5500 here with a 1.3 I-tip as well, so we can get a really good comparison. And we're just gonna kind of check out those fan differences, okay? This way we can see them side by side and really see. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go with a full, we're gonna go with a 1/4 fan, 1/2 fan, 3/4 fan, and then close right off, okay? So I'm just gonna run through them straight through, and we can sort of, you can watch along, see the differences, and then we'll kind of compare them when I'm done. So. Okay, so as we can see, we're not quite as big. So that fan is roughly about kind of in between here at full fan. And we're not seeing, it is a little bit harder to figure for that 1/4 and 1/2, but they're relatively similar throughout, okay? So that's kind of the big difference there, and now we can see them. Now again, we're still seeing consistency all the way through. And when we're pinned out, we're much smaller than we are, okay? So those are some of the bigger, and you can tell too, I had to hold that on a lot longer to gain the same amount of material flow. So we are gonna get a much more material flow, I think, through that Jet X than we are maybe with the I pattern on the 5500. I don't know if you're as blown away as I am on these initial tests with this Jet X, but man, this is just insane. So we are going to be testing this thing out. We are going to be putting it through its paces. So you guys comment below. Have you tried it out? What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear if you've seen the same things that I'm seeing, and even if you're seeing some different ones, I would love to. So comment below. Even if you have questions, if you want to ask, hit us up in the comments, ask your questions, get this gun in your hand. I want to hear what you guys think. I am totally blown away by it, and can't wait to get going on it. So be sure to check out some of our other videos, and we will check you next time.